Man, I can't believe that's what the fuck they showed. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wait, we're still going.
Yeah, it's still on.
Holy shit. That just like, cannot fucking believe it.
I can't wait.
Oh my god. Nintendo, what are you doing to me? This year proved that Nintendo just does whatever the hell they want and have no rhyme or reason behind what they announce or talk about at E3. Before the show, Nintendo confirmed that the new Smash Bros. Would be the main focus of the show, and boy was it ever. The other point they mentioned was that the show would focus on 2018 games specifically. So of course, they opened with a game slated for 2019. And then they showed Fire Emblem for Switch, which has been delayed to 2019. And they didn't show the new Yoshi title, which was slated for 2018 and has now apparently been delayed to 2019. Retro's new game? No show. Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta 3, these are games that have been announced? Nuh-uh. Hey, how about some completely new titles maybe? Like some actual surprises? Maybe a new Animal Crossing or a new 2D Mario? Nah. But hey, we got a new Mario Party at least. I think if you haven't picked up on it by now, I was really disappointed by Nintendo showing. I understand that 2017 was like the year of dreams for many, and Nintendo absolutely knocked it out of the park with that launch year lineup for the Switch. But honestly, I thought they'd do a much better job keeping that strong momentum going into 2018. The fact of the matter is this: the Switch being both a handheld and a console was supposed to mean that all of Nintendo's teams would get to focus on one platform instead of splitting their resources between two different platforms. As a result, there should be like a surplus of games in development and ready to show at a big event like E3. Simply put, that was not the case this year. The lineup coming out of Nintendo this E3 was reminiscent of the Wii U during its darkest years at the show, when the teams were at least cranking out classics for the 3DS. They don't have that excuse anymore. The 3DS is basically a zombie at this point, and only small projects are still in the works for the platform. So where was Animal Crossing? Where was Metroid Prime? I'm really unsure what the delay is with some of these titles, but the fact of the matter is this: Nintendo's 2018 offering is looking extremely slim if you are not a Smash Bros. Fan. Okay, now that I've got that out of the way, let's look at the actual E3 Direct itself. To me, the only titles that really stood out were Pokemon and Smash Bros. Even Fire Emblem, which I was really looking forward to, just had a very by-the-numbers trailer and just doesn't look all that exciting. Like, I'm probably gonna check it out either way, but Nintendo sure did a great job making it seem unimportant at this E3 Nintendo Direct. Like I said, the stars were Pokemon and Smash. A lot of questions about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee were answered during the Direct and during the Treehouse stream where they played through the entire E3 gameplay demo. Unfortunately for me, this game just keeps on disappointing in one way or another. The big talking point coming out of this E3 was the dude who wouldn't let you into Brock's gym unless you had a grass type or water type Pokemon in your party. I mean, I know these games are supposed to be aimed at beginners, but this is just ridiculous. 8-year-olds did not have a problem back in 1998 learning the type matchups in Pokemon. Now, 20 years later, and with access to resources like Google or YouTube that can answer any question you might have about any game ever, now Game Freak decides to treat the players like a complete baby and set these kind of restrictions. It also doesn't help that we saw Pikachu learn Double Kick in the demo, which means that unlike in the original Pokemon Yellow, you really don't need to go out of your way to find a Pokemon that is strong against rock and ground type Pokemon. Double Kick owns rock type Pokemon. Another big disappointment for many Pokemon fans is the changes that they made to the rival character. The iconic Gen 1 rival was just a complete ass, just taking every opportunity to crap on the player and just downplay your accomplishments. Of course, this all just made it oh so sweet when you faced and defeated him at the end of the game to become champion. In the Let's Go titles, the rival has been replaced by this complete jabroni and has become a quote-unquote friendly rival, as has been the case in many of the recent Pokemon games. This is a bad change, and Game Freak should feel bad. I look at what Capcom is doing with their Resident Evil 2 remake and feel embarrassed comparing it to the Let's Go games, which seem more like a bastardization of Pokemon Yellow as opposed to a legitimate remake. But let's end this on a positive note. I thought the music sounded pretty cool. Yay! Pretty cool music, right? I'll take it. The next big game was Smash, of course. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate took up more than half of the Nintendo Direct at E3 2018. As I said before, I feel really bad for you if you were looking forward to a Nintendo show but are not a fan of Smash Bros, because clearly, Nintendo does not care about you one bit. I fall into a weird subset of Smash Bros fandom. I'm what's known as a Melee player. To this day, I play and love Super Smash Bros. Melee, but I didn't enjoy Brawl that much. I played even less of Smash 4 than Brawl, so going into E3, Nintendo had a pretty tall task ahead of them in convincing me that this new Smash game was going to be anything more than like a Smash 4 enhanced port. And to be honest, they kinda did. From watching some gameplay footage, they've kind of convinced me to really give this one a shot. First off, they confirmed that we can use GameCube controllers with the game, which is essential. Second, they brought all the characters back. Holy crap. My main from Brawl, Snake, is back, and he's being voiced by the legendary David Hayter once more, as he should be. This was probably the most exciting part of the Direct for me. I tried every character in Smash 4, and no one really gelled with me the same way Snake did in Brawl, so I'm really happy to see that he's back. He also looked really good during the Invitational, so that gives me hope that I'll enjoy this game a lot more than I enjoyed Smash 4 at the very least. We have every character back from previous Smash games, including Young Link, Ice Climbers, and freaking Pichu. Sakurai, you beast! There is a metric ton of stages playable in the game, the lighting has been changed to give it a different aesthetic feel, we have a Melee-esque directional air dodge, and overall the game just seems faster than Smash 4. These are all things that have me super excited to get my hands on the game and just start labbing it up and comboing fools. However, I can't help but shake the feeling that this game is just too heavily built upon the foundation that was set by Smash 4. For many of you watching, that's probably a great thing, but as a Melee player, that just isn't for me. Much of the hands-on impressions seem to back me up on this, with many Melee players claiming that the game feels like Smash 4.5. Of course, a million things could change between now and the launch of the game in December, but given what I've seen, especially as two of the top Smash 4 players duked it out in the grand finals of the Invitational, I kind of feel like I may have seen enough here to make a judgment call. I'm excited to play the game, but it's not gonna rock my world like Melee did. This will not be the game to unify the Smash 4 and Melee communities. Again, unless there's some massive changes made between now and launch. Of course, I'd love to be wrong, but hey, you know what? We'll see. It's faster, the presentation is better, the mechanics have changed, we have more characters to mess around with, and I do think it's safe to say this is Smash 5. This is not a port, so enough with that weird conversation. But in the end, it's still built on the same foundation as Smash 4 and Brawl before it. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it does put a damper on my excitement for Nintendo as a whole when that's their biggest game of E3. A new Metroid Prime trailer or a completely new surprise game announcement would have done wonders for Nintendo and excitement levels coming out of the show. Again, I can't even fathom how disappointing this must be for people who have no attachment to Smash Bros. Whatsoever. I consider myself a Smash fan, and even I thought it was just way too much focus on this one game. Nintendo's show at E3 was lackluster. So that's about it for today. A really weak show from Nintendo, I thought. And it's frustrating because we know a bunch of titles they have in the works, and yet we've seen none of it. I'm salty. Anyways, at least they announced Dragon Ball FighterZ, aka Game of the Year 2018, will be coming to the Switch. If you haven't played that masterpiece yet, what are you waiting for? Speaking of Dragon Ball FighterZ, I have quite a few videos of the game on this very channel. Cheap plug. So, if you like this video and you want to see more, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Even with E3 over, the news cycle never ends, kids. In the months ahead, there will be no shortage of news relating to all of these newly announced games, and some of them will actually be releasing. So, as we look forward to the hype, and as we look forward to Simon Belmont's inevitable announcement for Smash Infinite, I say thanks so much for watching, everyone, and take care.